Today we are going to be looking at how to cut a wrap pencil skirt or a wrapper pencil skirt. To cut the skirt, I'll be folding it into two. Folding it into two with my biggest body measurements. If your body measurement, the biggest part of your body measurement is the down part, the biggest part of your down part, which is the hip, mine is 44. When I divide it by 4, it's going to give me 11. I have 11 here, plus 2 inches sewing allowance. That is what I put on fold. I'll cut it on the lining, then use the lining to cut on the fabric. Let's begin. From my waist to my hip is 9 inches. 9 inches. I'll mark it out. 9 inches. The waist circumference I'm working with is 35. 35 divided by 4 will give me 8.5. Place it here. 8.5 plus 2 inches sewing allowance. And because the person I'm working with has a big tummy, that is after the waist. After her waist, she has a big tummy. And that her big tummy is 37.5. So if I divide it by 4, it will give me 9.25. So I'll come down 3 inches. I'll come down 3 inches from the waistline. Then I'll measure 9.25. I'll measure 9.25 plus 2 inches sewing allowance. Plus 2 inches sewing allowance. Then the hip circumference I'm working with is 44. When I divide it by 4, it will give me 11. 11. I'll mark it here. Plus 2 inches sewing allowance. And I'll connect. For the down part, depending on how you want it to be, what I have here is 13. So at the hemline, I'm going to mark 11. What is going to be a pencil skirt. And from here, I'll connect down to the hemline. If you still want it to be too penciled, you can still come in. So with this, I'm going to use it to cut. I'll cut it out. I will use it to cut on my main fabric. To take the dart, I'll come in by 4 inches, the nipple to nipple measurement I'm working with. Come down by 5 inches. And on this part, I'll take half inch. And on this part, take half inch increments. with this, I'm going to use it to cut out the back, but I'll make sure I place my zip allowance. I'll fold the second part. Then place the front part to cut out the back. I'll make sure I leave my 1-inch zip allowance at the back. Now I'm going to cut. I'm going to open up the back part. The same way I marked the dots here, that's the same way I'll mark at the back. I'll open up the back parts. First of all, notch your zip allowance. Notch your zip allowance. Open it up. Now to cut on my fabric, because I'm going to fold the down part. I'm going to fold the down part. My fabric is going to be 2 inches longer than this. My fabric is going to be 2 inches longer than the lining because I'm going to use my lining to turn it inside. I've used the lining to cut out the fabric. I made the fabric 2 inches longer than this lining because I'm going to use this lining to turn the down part of this. I will show you. For my wrap, to determine where my wrap is going to start from and the length of the ruffles I'm going to cut, I will open up this skirt. I will open it up to determine where my wrap is going to start. To determine where my wrap is going to start, I want it to start above my knee, a little above my knee. From my waist to my knee is 20 inches. From my waist to my knee is 20 inches. That is where I want it to start. Then for the down part, this is 20 inches. What I have here is 23 inches. This 23 inches, you know, I'm still going to fold in like 2 inches that I will fold in. So I will remove it. When I fold it in, it won't be here again. So from my knee to the down part, I'll be taking 21. So for my ruffles, it's going to be 21. My ruffles is going to be 21 inches for my ruffles. Then it's starting from here. My ruffles is going to start from here. Then from this point, this end point, I'm going to connect. I'll connect it to this point. Can you see what I'm doing? I will curve it, make a curve, and I will cut it out. Then the ruffles which I measured 21 inches, when I cut it, I will attach it. It will drop down to this place. I will do it and show you. So for this place, I'm going to cut this place up. I will cut it off, but I will cut it on my fabric. This is the lining. I'll cut it on my fabric. As you can see, I've cut out the wrap. I'm going to cut out the wrap. Where I marked, use it to cut out the wrap for the skirts. See what I marked? Just cut it out. We cut it out. For the wrap. To determine the length of the ruffle we are going to cut, I showed you from the length of the skirt. I told you the length of the skirt. We are cutting 21 inches. Then, to know the amount of ruffle we are going to attach here, we are going to measure from here. We'll measure. To know the amount of fabric we're going to cut for the ruffle. What I have is 33. So you can use double of it, or you can use 3 of it. That is 33 times 3, or you can do 33 times 2, depending on how full you want it to appear. But for me, I'm going to use times 3. I'll be using times 3. 33. I'll be using times 3 for the ruffles. I'm going to cut. For the ruffles I'm going to attach, I've cut it out. Now I'm going to gather it. I will gather it, then attach it here. Attach it. This is the lining I will use to cover it. I will sew it. And I will attach it. Let me gather the fabric. I have finished gathering the ruffles. I've finished gathering it. Now I'm going to attach it. Right side, facing the right side of the fabric. Then you're going to attach. You attach from here. Sew it. Attach it. Sew it round. Attach it. The remaining parts, I will attach it here. Then after attaching, you flip it. When you flip it, the ruffles will drop. When you flip it, the ruffles will drop. Let me go and attach it round and show you. After sewing it, this is how it's going to appear. Can you see the ruffles? This is how it will appear. Can you see the ruffles? This is how it's going to appear. To tidy up this inside, to tidy up the back, this back, I'll place this lining. You see why I cut the wrap? That is to say why I cut the lining. I'm going to move this one inside. I'm going to move it inside, push it inside. Then I'm going to attach this, attach it, use it and cover this place. Sew it, use it and cover the down part. Before I flip it, after sewing it, I will flip it to the right side. Let me do it and show you. After covering it up with the lining, can you see? This one is optional. If you like, you cover it up with lining. If you like, you leave it like that. After covering it with lining, I'm going to get my belt, attach it on this side of the ruffle. I will attach it on this side of the ruffle. On this side of the ruffle, this part is going to go inside the skirt, by the side of the skirt, and this strap where I'm going to tie it, I'll put belts. I'll put belts. For the belt, I cut out length 40 by 4, 40 by 4. So I'm going to fold it into 2, stitch it. I'll fold it, stitch it, then turn it to the right side. I've finished sewing the belt. You press it. Finish sewing the belt. Now I'm going to attach it. I'm going to attach it on this place. I will attach it here. Attach it so that I can be able to tie it. Then the second one, I will fix this side at the other part of the skirt. Then this belt will go into it. Let me fix the belt. After attaching the wrap, see what I have. This is the belt. I will attach this side on the pencil skirt. This is the inside. I use lining to cover up the inside, tidy up the inside. See how neat it is inside. Let's finish up the skirt and attach it. To sew the skirt, I'm going to put in the darts. After putting the darts, I'll also put in the darts on the lining. After putting the darts, I will take this, sew it at the mouth, take the lining facing the right side. I'm going to attach it, sew it down, sir. Sew it and show you. I finished sewing the skirt with 1/2 inch. Now I'm going to turn it. With the folding allowance I left at the down part, I'm going to use it to turn this right side. Can you see? Turn it. Use my iron, press it down. Use my iron, press it down. Then stitch the sides. See how the down part will look like. Use your iron, press it down, push it inside. See how the front side will look like. The same thing you did in the front, that is the same thing you're going to do at the back. Take your lining, mash it at the down parts, mash it at the down parts. When you finish joining the down parts, this is the front. The front, you flip it to the back. Flip it to the back, then move the 1 inch that we left here. See how it is? Move it to the back. Flip this to the back. Then iron out your 1 inch. Iron out the 1 inch. Then stitch this down at the back. See how the front will look like. This is for the back side. Because it's going to have opening at the back. Because it's going to have opening at the back, I'm going to stitch it. Use the lining, cover it up. Because it's going to have opening at the back. This side, the side of the zip, I will mash it down. I will mash it down. Then turn it to the right side. Before you mash it down, make sure you push this side. Push this side. Push this side so that when you turn it inside, it will come out. Push it inside, then sew it down. Let me sew it and show you. After sewing the two back, turn it at the back. Then take your zip allowance where your zip will stop. I'm taking 9 inches for the zip. Then from the down part, I'll be taking 17 inches for my opening. Then from here, I will stitch. I will stitch here, stitch it, fix my zip. After fixing my zip, after sewing the front skirt, putting my dart, I will attach my ruffles. I will place my ruffles. Place it. When I place it, I'm going to attach it to this side. This side, I will attach it to this side, then attach the other belt to this place. We'll attach this to this, attach my belt to it. Let me do it and show you. After attaching it to the skirt, can you see? Can you see? This is the wrap. This is the belt. This is the wrap. This will use the belt and tie it like this. Then for this side, we are going to put the back the same way you sew your skirt. Just put your zip allowance. Choose your take your zip allowance and attach it by the side. Attach it by the side. Let me do it and show you.